What's up, everybody, and welcome to episode 171 of Two Amazon Sellers and a Microphone, brought to you by Solozo and NetRush. And today, this is a hot topic right now, Chris, and we are super excited to have Tyler Gregg on with us. And we're going to be talking about driving Google advertising directly to Amazon to help increase your sales, help increase your organic rank. A different advertising channel that could potentially be more profitable if you're in a competitive niche, especially with PPC on Amazon. So this is going to be a lot of fun. Tyler Gregg from Amped is joining us. What's up, Tyler?
How's it going, guys? Thanks, Dustin and Chris, for having me. Super excited to talk about it. Obviously, a lot of chatter in the industry around external traffic, specifically Google, since there's intent and kind of buying intent behind the searches. So excited to join, excited to talk with you guys today.
Yeah, we're excited as well. I can remember, I don't know where exactly I heard about your tool ad, but I remember hearing about it. And anytime, there's a new tool out or something crazy is going on in the industry, I'm like, yep, I'll sign up right away. Where's it at? I'm going to try it. So I remember trying it. And then like a month after I tried it, I went over to Dustin. I was like, you got to go check out this AMP tool. It's just driving traffic from your Google ads to your listing. And so he immediately signed up. So tell us a little bit. I know Dustin and I are users, and you're probably sick of telling everybody what it does, but just for like the audience, like a high level, what are we doing here with Amped? What's it looking like?
Yeah. So what Amped is it's a piece of software that is the fastest, simplest, and most effective way to help Amazon sellers bring in Google traffic to their product listings to help manage their Amazon ranking and also drive sales. What Amped does really, really well is it gives the user a one-path track through Google Ads. So it removes all the complications and the intimidation that is the beast of Google Ads. But then it also, for branded sellers, it also automatically sets up Amazon attribution. So you can actually track keywords. It's one-click easy, but it does it through the API, which is very different than setting up a manual attribution tag. And we know that Amazon attribution's been around for a couple of years now. And I know people have tried it, probably haven't had much luck before. And that's because manual attribution tagging doesn't provide the level of data that you need. And that's that keyword level data. AMP sets it up through the attribution, provides that extra level of data, gives you which keywords work, but more importantly, which Google keywords don't work. So you can actually optimize and improve the campaigns over time based on what the data says.
Yeah, and like Chris mentioned, we're both using this. We started hearing about this. It's obviously in our capacity at Solozo, we really specialize in PPC, Amazon PPC advertising, and you have to do that as well. There's no question. That's critical. But there's some interesting things that Amazon has been rolling out. You mentioned it a lot. They really like external traffic. They're rewarding you now for driving traffic to Amazon. Because that was always a question a lot of people. I have my own Shopify store as well for my brands, as well as my Amazon channel. And the question is, if you're going to drive external traffic, where do you drive it? Do you drive it to your, your own website so that you can collect your customer information, potentially make more on the sale? But what if there's a way that driving it to Amazon is a win-win also? And that seems to be the case. You get this extra ranking juice from the external traffic, and you get that referral bonus. It's huge.
Yeah, it's such an interesting thing, Dustin. And this is something we talk about internally. I don't talk about it externally very often, but the developing battle between Amazon and Shopify, right? Is Amazon kind of rolls out this opportunity to get basically your seller fees back. There's so much more incentive to just send it to Amazon, have your Amazon storefront be your main store. A little bit simpler, all your shipping's handled for you. Obviously, Shopify is doing some incredible things as well. And they're two giants that are going to be dueling it out here. And I think it only bodes well for Amazon sellers and for sellers in general, as these two big beasts kind of battle it out, incentivize more and more and more, try to get more people to drive the traffic through Shopify or through Amazon. So it's going to be really interesting to watch in the next few years as that develops. And furthermore, our understanding, we don't do Walmart yet, but we'll be doing it here soon, is I think Walmart gives 100% of seller fees back on external traffic. So
Wow.
Amazon they're doing that 10% back, which I basically is 30% of your seller fees back, I think is what the math pencils do. I wouldn't be too shocked to see that brand referral bonus get a little bit more incentivizing here as, Walmart, Shopify, and Amazon all kind of duke it out here.
Well, it's kind of necessary now to run external traffic. Years ago, just throw some ads together on PPC, target some keywords, and you're off to the races. And then it was like, hey, let's do some Facebook ads, let's do some rebates and that kind of deal. And now Google Ads is really picking up. How did AMP become? Like, where did you come up with the idea, or who came up with the idea? Where did this tool come from?
Sure. So AMP's been around for about 5 years. We actually started as Metric Story, and we rebranded to Amped about a year ago, right when we were starting to do some Amazon things. And what Metric Story was and is it was a data science engine. We were building a data science set for Google Ads. So we've been building on Google Ads data for about 5 years now. And what's really cool about that is we have this huge data science engine horsepower that isn't even in the Amped for Amazon yet. And we're going to be rolling that out in the next couple months. That provides even more level of data, probabilistic modeling on where to double down, where to cut back. But we saw this opportunity about a year and a half ago as Amazon started rolling out the attribution program. We saw this opportunity to take the technology that we developed to help Shopify, BigCommerce type sellers send traffic easily to their stores. Then we're sitting there going, Amazon is kind of a converting engine. Shopify and BigCommerce and other D2C stores are great. You own your customers, but credit cards aren't saved on file. It's not super transactional, right? Amazon is. And so we started talking to our Google partners and our Amazon when we started developing a partnership with Amazon. And we said, hey, why don't we take our technology and just point it at Amazon storefronts? And so about, I think a year ago, right around the beginning of 2021, can't believe we're already in 2022, we started beta testing. And the original premise wasn't even really conversions and ACoS. It was all about just sending traffic to Amazon product listings and seeing if that was impacting rank, seeing if Amazon was actually weighting external traffic more heavily, providing more organic sales. So we did 100 campaigns, about 30 different customers that did the beta testing. And it was pretty conclusive that there was definitely some heavy weighting going on, and more organic sales were starting to pick up. We call it the halo impact. And then last August, we did our more official launch and rolled it out to a wider audience, coinciding with our automated attribution setup. So now the ability to get the halo impact, but also get direct sales too, is kind of that cherry on top. And what's great about it too is as we kind of enter this market of Amazon sellers, we're not really competing with anyone that's established because external traffic's new. We are very adamant that you do not replace any of your other marketing initiatives. You have to be spending on Amazon. You have to be paying Amazon to get traffic. If you drop that off, you're going to drop your organic rank, of course. Where external traffic comes in is it's an additional leg to the stool that can kind of prop up that rank, keep that flywheel spinning, and then go out and get more sales and more importantly, do things that your competition isn't doing. Because Google Ads is hard. So we're super excited about that. We've been doing Google Ads for a long time, still learning, of course, as Google Ads keeps developing, but excited to be bringing it to the Amazon ecosystem.
In terms of that ranking juice that you're talking about, does Amazon tell anybody or have any data? Do they share any data of that? Like, do they rank them, or is this all purely on your testing that you've done?
It's purely on the testing that we've done and the feedback from our customers. As we see a lot of stories where people send in traffic, they don't even get direct conversions from Google, but they see an uptick in organic sales, especially for product launches. We see that a lot. Amazon is very guarded with their ranking algorithm. They actually featured us the end of last year on one of their webinars. So they hosted a webinar, brought in a bunch of listeners, featured us. We're their premier attribution partner, and attribution is going to be a very big thing going for them. They know everything we do. They know we're tracking rank. They don't come out and expressly say, yes, this does impact rank or how much it's ranking, but it's pretty clear in the data that that something's going on there.
What have you? Go ahead,
Chris.
Dustin.
No,
I was just going to say, what have you seen like since you've started? Like, what are some things that sellers are doing now that maybe they weren't doing when they first signed up? That's getting good results.
Yeah. So one of the things that we're really excited about is, and this is like brand new. We just started testing this about a month ago, and the results are pretty darn good. So like if you go to our website, you won't see anything about this. But sending traffic to your storefront can work really, really well. By default, all of our campaigns go straight to the product listing, and that's good. You know, it's transactional. People search for it on Google. They get a good ad. They go to the product listing. It's exactly what they asked for. The way our attribution is set up is you set up one tag with Amped automatically, one click. It tags every single product in your store. So if they come in on product A, but they buy product C or B or whatever, we still get that conversion data. So what that enables our users to do is they can create a campaign targeting a product, but then inside of AMP, they can change where that traffic goes to, and they can send it to their storefront. This works really well on certain templates. So when you think about your storefront, you do not want to send you don't want to send the traffic to like a lifestyle page where there's like pictures and people wearing your products. You want to send it to the template that has the product listing and an add to cart. And the templates we see work really well is if you're thinking about like salt and pepper shakers, right? I always say salt and pepper shakers because it's so easy. But if you pick a Google keyword salt and pepper shaker, give a nice good ad, and you send it to your storefront that has a wooden salt and pepper shaker, a glass salt and pepper shaker, a ceramic one, different styles, and they all have that little add to cart button underneath them. Very transactional, allows people to browse. It also allows people to understand and get to know your brand too. So there's even more impact just from that one conversion. And the other thing too is when you send traffic to your product listing, Amazon does what they do, and they show your competition, they show other options, they show variety of products there. When you send to your storefront, no one's around. As long as you don't send them to the product listing, you have that add to cart button. So they pick the one they want, add it to cart. The other thing, since I'm on that subject, is Amazon is actually going to start testing, potentially not doing as much as much competition on product listings from external traffic. We pointed it out to them, and we were kind of like, hey, like this, like we're sending in traffic, and then you're showing the competition, especially for product launches, no reviews, and there's a product with 10,000 reviews. That's really hard to get a conversion on. So they're looking into it. I can't say anything of what they're going to do, but they're aware of it. They want to make sure that people, when they send external traffic, have a good chance of getting those conversions.
When you send it when the traffic's going to the storefront, do you no longer get that brand referral bonus because it's not going to a page? It's just going to a set of products. Is that right?
You still get the brand referral bonus.
Okay.
So, but that's because of how AMP sets up the attribution tracking.
Okay.
So since we tag all of your products, any product they buy from you is going to qualify for that brand referral bonus. And I think definitely anyone listening, definitely check Amazon's like documentation on this, because I know it changes a little bit, but I'm pretty sure if they buy a product from you on day one, they come in, buy a product, and then as long as if they buy another product in the next 14 days, anything from your storefront, that will also qualify for the brand referral bonus as well.
Wow.
Interesting.
That's powerful.
That is. There's so
I
much.
was just in my account, and I was like, how can I do it to storefront? Because if you set it up, you have to pick an ASIN and you have to go to a product page. And I almost sent in a support ticket, but I didn't. And I was like, how can I get this to my storefront? It's exciting that you guys are actually working on it. That's cool.
Yeah. So what you can do inside of AMPS, we have a training tab, and we also have like the in-app chat. In the in-app chat, our help center has a little video that says that shows you how to change the final destination URL. So you can change that final destination URL, and it will keep that attribution tracking going.
One thing I've really liked and really enjoyed is the customer support with the AMP tool. I sent in a small ticket like, hey, can you look at my account? Give me some feedback on what you guys think. And immediately, like, changes were done. Like, hey, pause this keyword, move this keyword, probably shouldn't do this anymore. And like, we don't have that knowledge yet because we haven't been playing around with Google Ads. So it's really helpful to have somebody who has that knowledge that can kind of give us that message. And now that I've kind of learned that, I can go into my Amped account, and if a keyword is spending more than like the product price, or maybe a little bit more than that, I immediately pause it thanks to all the customer support over there on the Amped team.
Yeah, awesome. Well, we appreciate that feedback. And it's one of the things that we do want to do as much as we can to help. Google Ads is not easy. Like, it is not. You need to go through the training. You need to kind of put your brain behind it. We've recently, I'm not sure when you guys started using Amped. If it's been a few months, you probably didn't go through this, but we actually just rolled out a money back guarantee, which allows you to test Amped for 30 days. And if you don't like it, if you're not seeing the results you want, if you don't want to keep sending on Google Ads, you can get a money back, like a refund after 30 days, between 30 and 35. So you have to do it in that time window, of course, but you have to go through our training process. So we have a 3-part onboarding training now that walks people through campaign creation, campaign optimizations, strategies to really double down and make sure you're doing Google Ads right. Because when you do Google Ads right, there's a very high likelihood you will see the halo impact. Hopefully you'll see those direct conversions and start to get a good ACoS, factor in the brand referral bonus. When done right, it can be very productive. We saw a lot of people when we first launched not doing it right. So we invested heavily in making sure that people are setting up campaigns, good ad copy, good keyword research, and all that stuff that is required for a good campaign. We also do have higher tiers too that do more managed service things. This is newer. We just put it in our product for people to upgrade, and we don't even promote it on our website yet. But if people are like, I don't have time for this, I don't know what I have to do, I know I'm supposed to do it, we have a kind of a done for you solution. We still want you to use the product. We are a software, but we do have more kind of advanced customer support to do advanced strategies as well.
What's that look like? Just a little bit further into that. What's that managed support kind of look like? I know you touched on it a little bit, but let's go a little bit deeper on that.
Yeah. So what we do is we'll help you create your campaigns, but then we watch your campaigns every week to make sure that things are going the right direction. Implementing strategies that you can do inside of Amped yourself, pausing keywords, adding keywords. But the big thing is we kind of know what keywords work really well. So we're going to do a lot of keyword research on your behalf to make sure your campaigns are set up well. We also refine ad copy, making sure that it's good quality ad copy. We know that Amazon sellers, they're not really used to doing ad copy. Amazon ads doesn't require that much of it. That's a part that we really dig in and make sure that people do it the right way. And we also will get outside of Amped too and go into your Google Ads account. There's things like image extensions where you can actually get a picture next to your campaign, negative keywords, some more advanced things that anyone could do in Google Ads if they know what they're doing. We do it for you. We view it more of someone sees success and they're just like, hey, I want to scale this, I don't have time to do this type solution, versus hey, we want to just do everything for you. It's more of if you don't have time, we'll do it for you because you should be doing it.
I am after we get done with this podcast, I'm going to go through that training. That's one thing I haven't done. Have you gone through the training part yet, Chris?
I've watched so many videos.
I'm going to go through it because I'll give an anecdotal story about me using it, but the setup was super easy, and you hit the nail on the head. We're not good at like copywriting for ads. I mean, what was nice about the setup was I could put a few sentences in there, and then it was going to test out all the different variations of the way they put them together for the ads. That was really attractive to me because that's the one thing I hate about Google Ads is writing all those things, testing them out, figuring out which one works best. But to have the system sort of select what's working the best. But the reason I got so excited about Amped early on was because I have a particular product that I was running. I was spending $200-300 a day on Amazon PPC. There was basically with no chance I was going to get an ACoS that was going to be profitable for a lot of factors. My product price point, the amount of competition, etc. So it's like, I've got to figure out a way to do this. Well, I actually stopped Amazon advertising almost altogether. I just have some low bid stuff going on for this product. Turned on Amped, and I'm spending $15 a day on a campaign with Amped. It's generating sales. I mean, I look at my metrics. My organic ranked has basically maintained. I'm not making as many sales as I was, but they're very profitable. And my organic rank is maintaining for the most part, which is really exciting. It just shows that there's lots of ways that you can figure out to make things work. And, you know, a lot of people may have given up on that product, but that's just this one story of this one product and the impact that it's made. So it's been really exciting. I'm excited to keep testing this out with more and more products, but for the most part, you know, everyone talks about a lot of people start their shopping on Amazon. Okay. That's where you're good. The PPC is so important, but a lot of people is not all the people, you know,
Right.
There's a lot of people that start their shopping on Google, and on Google, if you do your ads right, you're right there at the top. And if you're in a competitive niche and you get lost in the searches on Amazon, you could be maybe the only one there on a Google search. So I think there's a lot to be excited about in this area and to see where it goes. For sure.
Yeah, it's so funny because I mean, 60 to 65% of product searches start on Amazon, right? Which is insane. Like that's definitely not what it was 5 years ago. But that still leaves 30 to 35% starting elsewhere, and that elsewhere is definitely Google. And to be able to tap into that and bring it in, but also have the data to see what's working, what isn't working, is something that we're excited about. I mean, there's 5.6 billion searches per day on Google. People are searching for your product. If you can find the right keywords, you can definitely get some sales on there.
Let's talk about that, because I enjoy this part of the tool, because you show both Amazon like suggestions and Google suggestions. And when you have to transition your mind to more of like a Google mindset, we don't know what to look for. What are some good keywords that people should be putting into their Google ads that convert really well on the Amazon side?
Yes. So this is exactly why we rolled out the 3-part training series. So definitely check it out, Dustin. It's in the Amped training tab. It's 3 parts. You can register for them. I host them every single Thursday, and they're meant to go in order. So for new users, week 1, do training 1, week 2, do training 2, week 3 or 4, do training 4. It's specific information on what to look for, what expectations, what to optimize. But one of the sessions I think I actually talk about in all of them because it's so important, is the difference between how people search on Google versus how people search on Amazon. On Amazon, everything's product intent, everything's bottom of the funnel. I mean, there's crazy stats out there that, you know, someone buys like 84% of the time they search something on Amazon or something ridiculous. On Google, that's not the case. Google people search research-based, top of the funnel, middle of the funnel kind of information gathering, bottom of the funnel transactional. It's so important to find those transactional terms that are down at the middle or bottom of the funnel. The way to think about it is, first off, products, right? Like a mattress, I always use this example. There's a 90-day sales cycle for someone buying a mattress. It's probably not going to convert very well from Google to Amazon, especially since there's only a 14-day attribution window. So products that are much more transactional in nature work a little bit better on Google. That's not always the case. We see some that are, you know, high ticket items that just do well, so worth testing out. But what you want to look for is words that are very specific to your product. So I think the example I use in the training actually is socks. On socks, if you search Amazon socks, you get a bunch of different pictures that you scroll through. You find, oh, I'm looking for a pink sock with hearts on it, right? You just find that picture that you like and you click it and you buy it. On Google, if you search socks, there are no pictures. So you're just scrolling through going, okay, which ones are pink socks? Which ones are, what kind of socks do I want? So what you have to do for Amazon, you have to find Google search terms that say like heart pink socks that describes your product, because that's the person, the customer, telling Google they've done their research, they know what they want, they're ready to buy, and now you show them the ad, you bring them to Amazon where they've got their credit card saved. You've got ad copy that says free shipping with Prime, perhaps. You've got a bunch of reviews. It's super easy. It's all of a sudden transactional. So you have to avoid those top of the funnel search terms.
That's a good point, because on Amazon ads, it's obviously the vice versa. Like we're going socks as a broad match, phrase match, trying to get all kinds of discovery. But on the Google side, even though they may not have high search volume, you still want to be able to show up there. So when somebody does click on it, you do get that conversion and you do get that organic ranking boost through your Google ad. That's a good mind shift that you have to make.
It's so important, and it doesn't really matter if the keyword doesn't have a ton of search volume on Google, because it's pay per click. There's no harm, no foul. Our tool helps you and recommends keywords that do have search volume. So we definitely recommend taking a look at the keywords that we have there. Don't just start typing in your own search terms, because if you just take your Amazon search terms, throw them into Google, it might work, it might not. You need to find search terms that have at least some volume on Google. But even if they're only being searched 50, 60, 70 times per month, if you're showing up every single time that gets searched, that's potential sales. And if you're not showing up and no one's searching it, you're not spending money. So it's a good way to kind of keep that net tight to start and then expand a little bit. What we hate to see is, and unfortunately I've seen it a lot, which is why we rolled out these training things, is people will just put in socks and they'll spend a couple $100s on socks before they realize that that's a bad keyword. So start lower. If you're not getting the search volume you need, then you can add keywords. And once you launch a campaign, we have a tool inside our software that helps you do keyword research and find new keywords to add to active campaigns.
Ooh, I got to find that. Where do I find that tool?
Yep. So it's when you look at your campaigns on the main Google Ads performance tab, when you click into your campaign there,
yeah,
you'll see like kind of middle left center of the screen, there's a plus sign.
Ah.
And what's cool about this tool too is when you click to add new search terms, it will seed. You can type in whatever search terms you want to do keyword research, but it will seed keywords that have already converted for you or have already gotten add to carts. So if you have a keyword that's, giving you a 70% ACoS or something and 10 conversions over the last month, you can click that and AMP will show, hey, here's similar keywords. Don't click all of them, but look at them, combine them with your business knowledge and pick the ones that make sense.
Wow.
What's some maintenance? So Dustin is going through his account. Like, what's the ongoing maintenance? Like, I honestly look at my account maybe once a week, just to kind of, because I don't need to look at it that much. But moving forward, what are some like maintenance things?
Yeah, maintenance starts with pausing keywords that don't convert. And really, we recommend, it's the first 30 days. You're watching it probably once a week for the first 30 days to really hone in on the keywords that work. Once you find a few keywords that are converting pretty well, Google is pretty steady. It then can be maintenance every couple weeks, maybe once a month, if you've really gotten it tight and you found the keywords that are working. The goal is first 30 days, test 10 to 20 keywords, pause the 15 that aren't converting once they hit a price of 1 to 2 times, a cost of 1 to 2 times the price of your item. And then you find those 4 or 5 keywords that are working. The campaign's focused on that. The budget's going into those 4 keywords. Your ACoS is likely going to be pretty high the first 30 days. Hopefully you can find the keywords that work, tighten the net, focus the budget, and over time you're bringing in those keywords that work. We see all the time, someone adds 20 keywords. You do have some data dilution there if you have that many keywords, but if you can find the keywords that work, that's where the money is. So what will happen in the first 30 days, 2 keywords, 3 keywords will have an ACoS of 10 or 20%, something crazy. And the other keywords will have 5, 6, 700% ACoS. Get rid of those higher ACoS ones, let the budget funnel into the efficient ones. The other thing too, and we have it in our training documentation, we call it isolating keywords. It's a similar strategy that a lot of Amazon sellers do on Amazon paid search, is when you find a keyword that works, break it out into its own campaign. If you have a keyword that's producing 10, 20, 30 conversions a month at a 30, 40% ACoS, have a campaign dedicated to that keyword, set the budget to whatever you want because it's a proven winner and you want to force the budget into that keyword.
Very interesting. Yeah, I'm looking at my keywords right now, and that's something that I'm probably going to do now is there's a portion of the keywords that I initially selected are converting pretty well and the rest are not. So those are ones I could just go ahead and pause right now. What the other question I had is, by default, your system sets up phrase match. Is that right?
Yes, that is correct.
Is that the best practice to keep that at phrase, or is there a reason to put that to exact or any other thing?
It's a great question. With our partnership with Google, they recommend phrase match. It's Google's recommendation. You can change it, and there are situations where you might want to change it. You would go into Google Ads, into your Google Ads account, and just change the keywords there. Usually, phrase match does a pretty darn good job.
Okay.
Occasionally, their matching type will match it a little bit too generically. We don't see it very often. I would say like 1 in 100 accounts I'll jump into and I'll see it. Ooh, these kind of extended too far. Then you can just tighten it up with some negative keywords or change the match type in Google Ads. Phrase match normally works pretty darn well.
And this is so interesting. I remember back in the day testing out Google Ads, doing the same thing, driving it to Amazon. I was launching products and figured I'd try every which way to get traffic. And you're like, are the ads working? Are they not working? You had no idea. Like, you knew you were spending money, but you couldn't tell if the sale was attributed to it or not. And just by looking at this dashboard, I mean, I'm looking at my conversions. I've got my ACoS. It's fantastic. It's really, really easy to use. And now knowing a little bit more about how I can refine it is even more exciting.
Awesome. Yeah, really appreciate that feedback. And we always, our goal here is make it as easy as possible, marry the two data sets together. I mean, that's such an interesting component to this, I think, is Amazon and Google are frenemies. Like, they don't love each other, but in some level they have to work together. I mean, Amazon's probably Google's biggest customer. They spend billions of dollars on Google Ads a year, right? But because of terms of service issues, they can't share data. So being this kind of middleman sitting on the fence, having premier partnerships with both of them is kind of interesting because we're this little small company, right? And all of a sudden these two beasts are like pushing us this way and that way, and we have the data to both things. So making it easy, but then I'm super passionate about the training side of things to help Amazon sellers who haven't done Google Ads before do it the right way. And so, as you said, getting into those trainings, definitely encourage that. Yeah. Breaking out the campaigns in our help center, we have got a video that's called Isolating Keywords. Definitely do that as well.
Walk us through what it looks like for some. So Chris and I have done it, but for people listening right now, walk us through what it looks like to actually set up your Amped account and be off and running with Google Ads driving traffic to Amazon. It's pretty streamlined, but I think it'd be really beneficial for everyone listening to sort of see what this entails.
Sure. So my product team's done such an incredible job on this part where I actually don't even have training videos on setting it up because it's so straightforward. The process involves you go to amp.io, you download your account, you create your account. And then the first step is you connect to your Amazon Ads console. Super easy. The product walks you through it. You just put in your login credentials. That allows our software and our system to start communicating with start communicating with Amazon. Next step is you connect it to your Google Ads account. Same process, log in with your Google Ad credentials, and you're off and running. If you do not have a Google Ads account, you can actually create one through Amped. Really simple, 2 or 3 steps, I think, and you'll even get up to $150 Google Ad credit to get started. And the way that credit works is you spend $150, get $150. So it's a great incentive basically it helps you through your first month of testing Google, your first 2 months of testing Google as they give you the credits to draw from. Once you've connected to those systems, now you're ready to go. Amped will help you create a campaign. You hit the create a campaign button. We have access to both data sets, and we're going to start marrying that data together, and it just walks you a one-track path through Google Ads. There's no fluff. There's no confusion. It just marches you right down the steps you need to create your first campaign. Once you create your campaign, attribution will be enabled automatically. You don't have to do anything. Since we're reading your Amazon data, we're connected there. We drop the tags in and then launch the campaign, come to our training programs to help you optimize it and make sure you're doing the right things to give yourself a good chance to be successful.
Well, it's definitely a tool that I'm going to keep in my tool belt. It's definitely
Yes.
something I'm not going to get rid of anytime soon because it's helpful. And again, you guys have made it so easy to get started. I mean, it's pretty much foolproof. You just credit count, boom, you're in. So pretty simple.
Yeah,
Perfect.
I feel like I was when I signed up. I mean, it was months ago, but I feel like I was live and up and running like within like 20 minutes or something, 30 minutes. It wasn't long at all to get this fully. There may have been some time I had to wait for an import or something. I can't remember, but it was not difficult. Like you said, yeah, it walked you right through the whole setup. I mean, it suggested all the keywords. I mean, it was very, very easy. So it's exciting. Well, I'm telling you, this is a conversation that we need to continue having like periodically because the way this is going to evolve, and I know you guys are going to be working on lots of new tools and ways to even make it better and better. But it's so big right now. Just for, like you mentioned, do things that your competition's not doing, and a lot of the competition is not taking off Amazon traffic and driving it straight to Amazon. And there can be a huge reward in that. So glad you guys are out there making this easier.
Yeah, I mean, I think 2022 is going to be. I don't. We're kind of new to the Amazon ecosystem. We've been talking to Amazon sellers for about a year and a half now, so we're getting it pretty quickly. But everyone talks about it as kind of like the Wild West, right? I don't see that slowing down. I mean, I think this new layer of external traffic is gonna, make it again the Wild West on Amazon. And a lot of the bigger companies are doing it. A lot of the aggregators are doing it. Trust me, they're doing it. I can see their data. And for the SMBs to be able to figure it out with the data, I think is exciting. And this isn't inside knowledge. This is just more speculation, but I'm pretty sure Amazon's going to be increasing and diving deeper into what they do to incentivize sellers to really try to win that battle with Shopify and Walmart to get all those product searches starting on Amazon a few years from now. So it's an exciting spot to be in. A lot of people started talking about it last year. A lot of people are going to be talking about it more this year. So it's definitely a conversation that we're excited to have with a lot of people.
Well, tell everybody who's listening how they can get set up right now. If they're interested, they like what they hear, which they should. How do they get started using Amped?
Yep. So all you do is go to amped.io. That's ampd.io. And it'll say, I think, get started. I'm not exactly sure what the website says right now, but get started, create your account. We just launched, I mentioned earlier, this 30-day money back guarantee program. So obviously you pay for your Google ads, but if after 30 days you don't want to keep investing in Google ads, you don't think it's having an impact on your business, then we'll give you a refund as long as you go through the training program. I'm not sure how long that's going to last. So definitely take advantage of that now. I will say though, is 30 days is a little bit early to actually see like the full results. First 30 days, you're probably going to have a high ACoS, but the training is going to walk you through what to expect and when to expect it. We like doing this money back guarantee for mainly just to like kind of remove any hesitancy. So we show, hey, it's easy to get set up. It's easy to create a campaign. It's easy to learn this stuff. And then if you do have any issues, like inventory issues or anything like that, as long as you go through your training, like we get it, it's the Wild West. We'll help you out here. But it's an awesome opportunity, I think, for sellers to take advantage of it and start using the data that AMP provides.
Well, I encourage everyone to do that for sure. I'm going to go through my training this evening. I'm excited to do it. I'm excited. I was already excited about it. Now I know I can even make it perform better. This is going to be a lot of fun. So yeah, everyone should go check out Amped, ampd.io, and get started. There's a free trial, or is it 30-day money back?
It's a 30-day money back. Yep.
Okay.
30-day money back.
30-day money back. Awesome. Yeah. Well, nothing to lose. Everyone should go out there and try it. Tyler, thanks so much for joining us today for this. This has been great. I know it's been good for our listeners. was good for us personally to talk about our own Amped
No doubt.
accounts. And we're going to get you, we'll get you back on. Maybe we'll do a little case study with our, with what we've been doing. Be a lot of fun. So thanks
Yeah, that
again.
sounds great.
Thanks again for coming on. And thanks everybody for tuning in. Make sure that you're subscribing to this podcast if you like content like this. If you like to see the live streams, make sure you're following Solozo on either LinkedIn, Facebook, or YouTube. You can see these live streams when they happen with awesome people like Tyler and really cool companies like Amped. So definitely go and subscribe to that. Also, if you're struggling with your Amazon PPC as well, which you have to do, but you're looking for ways to optimize that as well, that's where Solozo can help you out. You can go to solozo.com. You can book a demo. You're going to be talking with either Chris or myself, and we're happy to talk about anything Amazon related. We'll talk to you about Amped.
I know I've suggested Amp to some people.
Yeah.
So
we suggested it for sure to people. So we'll talk about anything on that demo call, but we'll also show you the power of Solozo's automation and optimization to help really streamline your campaigns to have the biggest impact on your business. So solozo.com, book a demo up there. All right, everybody. That was fun today. Tyler, thanks for joining us, and we'll see everybody.